मैं तुम्हें सही में बता रहा हूँ, जो तुमने जेई को पेडेस्टल पे चढ़ा रखा है, इसको पेडेस्टल से उतार दो पहले। जिस दिन तुम अपने कॉलेज के गेट में घुस गए ना, उस दिन के बाद से कोई नहीं पूछेगा कि तुम्हारे कितने मार्क्स थे, कितनी रैंक थी। व्हाट आई बिलीव इज दैट डेवलपिंग योर कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, स्पेशली व्हेन यू आर इन योर फर्स्ट ईयर ऑफ कॉलेज।
So those of you who don't know Yashkar, he's a YouTuber. He runs a podcast. He's also a second year student at DTU. He's doing chemical engineering currently. And about myself, I'm Viraj. You guys see me every time here. So yeah, yes, you can begin.
First of all, like, is there any way for me to know कि कौन से हैं भाई, मतलब जेई वाले कौन से बच्चे हैं, कौन से ऐसे फन वन के लिए आ गए?
They can just put it in the chat maybe.
हाँ हाँ, works. जेई वाले हैं।
10th, 11th.
I would also, like, whenever I have some sessions, I always try to understand the pain points. कुछ बताओगे मेरे को कि मतलब क्या pain points है बच्चों के, क्या दिक्कत आ रही है? एक बार चैट में ही लिख दो, आई एम रीडिंग, कि कहाँ पर दिक्कत आ रही है और क्या सोचते हो, क्या थॉट प्रोसेस चल रहा है, कुछ भी, so that I can start. IIT नहीं मिल रहा। $1 million question. I'm still in 9 but eager to know about J. ठीक है, तो यार मार्च के लिए कोई स्ट्रैटेजीज है? नॉर्मल टू स्टडी ओनली बोर्ड्स 11th फेस्टेड, ठीक है। आई हैव सम आइडियाज, तो मैं करता जाता हूँ। थोड़ा सा शुरू करते हैं सेशन। तो यार देखो, पहली चीज ये समझ लो कि जो तुमने जेई को पेडेस्टल पे चढ़ा रखा है ना, मतलब तुम्हें लगेगा खुद डीटीओ में बैठा है बोल रहा है, बट मैं तुम्हें सही में बता रहा हूँ, जो तुमने जेई को पेडेस्टल पे चढ़ा रखा है, इसको पेडेस्टल से उतार दो पहले। मतलब मेरे पास बहुत अजीब अजीब से क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, ठीक है। क्यूएनए मैं अपने चैनल्स पे कर रहा होता हूँ तो आ रहे होते हैं भाई, बंदी कैसे पटाएं, ठीक है। मतलब तुम पेडेस्टल पे बिठा रहे हो चीजों को, ठीक है। जेई कैसे फोड़ें या निकालें या मचाएं, ठीक है। तो इन सब चीजों से मतलब अगर तुम थोड़ा सा दूर रहोगे ना, तो तुम सही से कॉन्सेंट्रेट कर सकते हो। और ये मैं खुद ठोकर खा के सीखा हूँ, ठीक है। हमेशा से जेई का हुआ था। मैंने 9th क्लास में अपने आप को एनरोल कर लिया था कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट में, ठीक है। और वो इसलिए किया था, मेरे को मतलब ऐसा था कि मैं 5th क्लास में टॉपर था, 6th में 10 CGPA, 7th में 10 CGPA, 8th में 10 CGPA। तो फिर ऐसे हवा में उड़ने लग जाता है बंदा जब इतने ज्यादा मार्क्स आ रहे होते हैं ना। तो फिर एक टेस्ट आया कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट का, तो फिर पापा ने कहा दे दे। तो मैंने कहा क्यों दूं? तो उन्होंने कहा दे दे। मैंने दे दिया वो वाला टेस्ट, और उससे उस कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट का जो टॉप वाला होता है सेंटर, वहां मेरा सिलेक्शन हो गया। तो अब मैं और चौड़ में आ गया कि मतलब किसी का नहीं हुआ, मेरे दोस्तों ने दिया, उनका नहीं हुआ, बट मेरा हो गया। तो फिर मैं चौड़ में आ गया। तो फिर मैं मतलब पीछे पड़ गया उनके कि ज्वाइन कराओ। आप ही कह रहे थे ना, मतलब मेरे को कहते थे कि अभी तक तू अंधों में कांडा राजा है, ठीक है। जब तुम स्कूल में हो, तुम में से बहुत सारे बच्चे होंगे जो स्कूल में स्कोर कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। तो तुम अंधों में कांडे राजा हो कि सबकी दोनों आईज नहीं है, तुम्हारी एक आईज है, तो तुम मतलब चढ़े हुए हो। बट जब तुम एक ऑल इंडिया लेवल पे देखते हो अपने आप को, तुम्हें कभी भी प्रायर एक्सपीरियंस नहीं होता स्कूल लेवल पे। तो जब तुम अपने आप को देखते हो, तब तुम्हें पता चलता है कि हाँ यार, मैं कितने पानी में हूँ। तो जब मेरे को पता चला कि मेरा टॉप सेंटर में हो गया, तो मैंने ले लिया एडमिशन। और काफी बढ़िया, मतलब 9th 10th का टीम मेरी, मतलब मेरे आते थे, फुल मार्क्स आ रहे थे पेपर में। ऑल इंडिया रैंक 1 थी, मेरे को याद है एक बार। बट फिर शुरू होने हुए मतलब मेसअप्स चीजें, ठीक है। 11th 12th के वक्त मेसअप्स होने शुरू हुए, क्योंकि उस वक्त मैं बिल्कुल हवा में था। क्योंकि जो कोचिंग का टॉप बैच था, मतलब पूरे इंडिया में जो टॉप बैच था, उसमें था मैं। और फिर दिक्कतें आनी शुरू हुई, क्योंकि इस वक्त मैंने जेई को पेडेस्टल पे चढ़ा दिया था। 9th 10th में पढ़ रहा था सिर्फ लर्निंग के लिए, 11th 12th में मैं पढ़ रहा था स्कोर लाने के लिए। तो वहां सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत हुई, जो मेरा मेसअप हुआ, ठीक है। तो मैं यहाँ पे तुम्हें ये नहीं बता सकता कि मैथ्स के ये वाले चैप्टर्स कर लो लास्ट मोमेंट, फिजिक्स के ये वाले कर लो, ये वाली स्ट्रैटेजी होगी। उसके लिए बहुत अच्छे अच्छे लोग बैठे हैं, क्लिनिफाई में मेंबर्स होंगे, ठीक है। और बहुत वीडियोस तुम्हें मिल जाएंगी जो सही में टॉपर्स हैं, ठीक है। बट एक चीज ये है कि ये चीज समझ में आ गई कि उसको पेडेस्टल से उतारना पड़ेगा पहले एग्जाम्स को, और उसी के बाद यू कैन कॉन्सेंट्रेट। चैट में क्या कह रहे हैं? एक सेकंड में देख लेता हूँ। इस कॉल अबाउट द बिग कंपटीशन। हाँ, अब मैंने एडमिशन ले लिया डीटीयू में, ठीक है। तो अब यहाँ आने के बाद 1 से 1.5 साल, लाइक आफ्टर आई हैव बीन एट डीटीयू, इट्स बीन 1.5 year। बट मैं कॉलेज 6 महीने गया हूँ, और ये चीज मेरे को समझ में आ गई है यार कि जो अकेडमिक्स होते हैं ना, जो वो स्कोर है तुम्हारा, वो एक पॉइंट पे मैटर कर रहा होता है, ठीक है। जिस दिन तुम अपने कॉलेज के गेट में घुस गए ना, उस दिन के बाद से कोई नहीं पूछेगा कि तुम्हारे कितने मार्क्स थे, कितनी रैंक थी। मेरी एक बंदे से बात हो रही थी, तो वो आईआईटी बॉम्बे में पढ़ रहा है, और मतलब तुम कल्पित वीरवाल, पता है तुम्हें, ऑल इंडिया रैंक 1 है। अमन गोयल है एक बंदा, उसको ऑल इंडिया रैंक 34 थी। ये सारे लोग थे। तो वो बताता है कि ये सारे लोग साथ बैठ के वही खाना खाते हैं, सारे जो टॉपर्स, और किसी ने किसी की रैंक नहीं पूछी। सबको पता है, मतलब ऐसा नहीं होता कि ऑल इंडिया रैंक 1 घूम रहा है तो उसके पीछे ऐसे चौड़ हो रही है। ऑल इंडिया रैंक 2 मेरे स्कूल का था, मेरा सीनियर था वासु जैन। तो उसने कहा कि जैसे ऑल इंडिया रैंक 10,000 को ट्रीट किया जाता है आईआईटी दिल्ली में, वैसे ही उसको ट्रीट किया जाता है, उसको भी उतार के रखते हैं, उसका भी मजाक उड़ता है, उसके साथ भी फन लिया जाता है। तो ये जो रैंक है ना तुम्हारी, ये 12वीं तक मैटर कर रही होगी, इस चीज को थोड़ा सा मतलब समझ के चलोगे तो सही रहेगा। बाकी कंपटीशन से एस्केप करना है तो उसका मतलब कोई नहीं है, ठीक है। ये एक बुक है 0 to 1, पीटर थियल ने लिखी है। तो उसमें ये था कि जब तक तुम कंपटीशन में फंसे हुए हो ना, कि मतलब मेरे को कम्पीट करना है, जो ये कंपटीशन वाली हैबिट है, तब तक दिक्कतें हैं तुम्हें। ये मतलब थोड़ा स्टार्टअप वाला हो गया, बट एक तुम्हें अपनी मोनोपोली एस्टैब्लिश करनी चाहिए। गूगल है, गूगल एक मोनोपोली है, ठीक है। और इंडिया में उबर एक मोनोपोली है, बट इंडिया में देखें तो उबर और ओला कंपटीशन है, तो दोनों के लॉसेस हो रहे होते हैं। अमेजॉन फ्लिपकार्ट है, वो हमेशा कंपटीशन में पड़े हुए हैं, तो उनके लॉसेस हो रहे होते हैं। बट गूगल एक मोनोपोली है, एक याहू था जो खत्म हो चुका है, ठीक है। तो गूगल हमेशा मतलब प्रॉफिटेबल रहा है और उसकी सर्विसेज वो एक्सपैंड कर पाया है। Amazon और फ्लिपकार्ट तो अपने आप में ही लड़ रहे हैं यार, वो अपने मतलब प्रॉफिटेबल नहीं है इंडिया में Amazon अभी तक। सेम इज द केस विद उबर एंड ओला, सेम इज द केस विद ऑल पेड प्लेटफॉर्म्स, अनअकैडमी, बायजूस, वेदांतु। ये अपने आप की कोल्ड वॉर में फंसे हैं, तो वहां दिक्कत है, ठीक है। तो ये कंपटीशन पेडेस्टल पे चढ़ाना मेरे को खुद लगता था, मैं समझ सकता हूँ यार। मैं मतलब 6 साल बड़ा नहीं हूँ तुमसे, 1-2 साल पहले मैं यही था, तो मैं समझ सकता हूँ तुम्हारे अंदर क्या फीलिंग होती है। मैं वो बच्चा हूँ जैसे कोने में बैठ जाता था और रो रहा होता था, और मैं सब कुछ हुआ है यार मेरे साथ।
एक बंदे ने पूछा भाई एक बता दो, इज इट रियली इंपॉर्टेंट टू बी एन आईआईटी एंड टू बिकम अ
हाँ
सक्सेसफुल पर्सन इन लाइफ?
यार, मतलब एक चीज मैं बता सकता हूँ तुम्हें कि जो ये आईआईटी वाला टैग है ना, ये इम्पोर्टेंट।
Also, just a second. People will really prefer it if you speak in English because we have people from the south and all as well.
Okay, sure, no issues,
Yeah.
no issues. I did not know that. So like after a year at DTU, after going through the whole YouTube wala journey and working with Aman Bhaiya and all, like the one thing that I've come to understand finally is कि tags matter, ठीक है। IIT, if you're from an IIT, obviously you'll get a foot in the door। ये वाली चीज you'll have to understand that if you are from a tier 3 college or tier 4 college or tier 2 college, maybe you'll have a different type of access gate. But if you manage to work hard after you are in the gate, then it doesn't matter. So IITs will always give you a head start. They'll get you a foot in the door if you're trying to raise funding for your startup. Obviously this thing is very well noted. Like I have friends from IIT, so the thing is that like I was a student who did not know much about IIT, but I was just preparing for IIT during class 11 and 12. But now I used to sit in a batch where like 80% of the students went to IIT. I was the bottom 20% who did not manage to get into IIT, but everything still. So I still have that group. So like in my case, if I see my inner circle, the 5-10 people, 8 out of 10 of them are IITians and 2 of them are from my college. So this is my circle. So I'm regularly interacting with them. I yesterday also I met somebody. He's from IIT Delhi. He had an all India rank of 262. Not that it matters, but you'll have to understand one thing, that when you're remaining in that peer group, so I can also be like कि हाँ यार, like I am from DTU, और बिल्कुल मैं चौड़ सकता हूँ बिल्कुल। बहुत ज्यादा इस चीज का होता है ना कि I can brag about it कि I'm from DTU and the IITian peeps are calling me. There are friends who are calling me. There's this startup known as Rankers Prep. They're doing really good, and the founders are like my friends from the coaching center, and they regularly call me. So that's the thing. So I can brag about it that he's from IIT and I've been getting calls from IITians. But if you look at it from a different perspective, it doesn't matter. They're also humans. You're also humans. The difference is that they got into a better college because one day they just happened to perform better than you. They managed to take some right choices, and that is why they ended up in a better college than you. So for me, now I treat them as friends, and it is not like ki, yeah, you are from an IIT, so you are gonna do well. And they're also pretty chilled about it. They don't have any ego issues. There are many IIT friends of mine who have ego issues, and they don't want to talk to me just because I ended up at DTU. But there are a lot of friends, the majority of friends, IIT, like moving into IITs makes you humble, and moving into tier 2 or tier 3 college makes you more humble. So you'll have to understand the difference. IITians are also humble. Tier 2, tier 3 colleges are humble, but you'll always find people who have egos, and you have to stay away from them. Ruko, there's this question in the chat. Messed up JEE mains, can I crack bits at getting very low in JEE mains? Yeah, sure, man. Like I'll tell you one thing. If you look at the alum networks, maybe the IITians have better alum networks. IITs produce one of the best alum in the country. But when you look at how connected the alum base is, I'll say that BITS surely, matlab, like I have said it to Harish Bhaiya many times that BITS has the best alum network in terms of connectivity and accessibility. So yes, sure. Should we move to the Q&A, or do you want me to cover anything else as well?
It's on you. We can actually move to the Q&A. I'll allow everyone to unmute themselves and then
Sure.
go on.
I actually did not prepare anything, but yes, I'm actually enjoying it.
Yeah. I'll just put you in spotlight for everyone so that everyone can clearly see you.
I,
All right, guys, you can unmute yourself and then just shoot your questions. Meanwhile, there's one question in the chat which says, I come from a poor family from a tier 2 city. That's why I have zero tech or coding experience. Also, I'm a academically smart guy, so should I opt for a CS branch?
Yes, about the CS branch, that one thing that I would definitely like to say, there's this mentality in Indian households that take whatever branch which fetches you the most amount of money, and that was my case as well. I had been trying to get into the private colleges, the VITs, the Thappars, and everything that comes in between, SRM, Manipal. I actually took admissions, and then I opted out and went on for chemical engineering. And the main reason was that I was never interested in coding. So if you're interested in coding, if you think you're academically smart, you're street smart. That is more important. Again, I was ranting about this to my friend. He's a student at IIT Delhi, and I was saying, "Ki bhai, have taken up chemical engineering, and I think there's no scope." So the placement stats came recently, and our branch recorded like 60% placements, while computer science is always like record 97, 98% placements. So I was ranting about it, that did I take the right decision, or should I even continue chemical engineering? Heck, my parents wanted me to be a transfer student and get into computer sciences at LNMIT or something this year. That was happening. So they're still skeptical about my decision. But in the end, it was my decision. And I only told my parents that if anything bad happens, at least I won't curse you. I would curse myself. So that is pretty good as well. So yes, take computer science only if you want to pursue computer science, if you can see yourself sitting in a white collar job, or if you're I've always said it, that if you're not sure what you want to pursue in the future, then go to the college which gives you the best brand value, because that will open up a lot of opportunities which a normal tier 3 college maybe can't open up for you.
Uh, Another guy is asking, challenges for a private over government CS branch. Doing CS engineering from private college affect you, or is it same or from a government college?
So I'll say that if you manage to get into a government college, obviously the opportunities will be more. But if you get into a private college and get a computer science degree, you're you have a lot of chance to actually learn things, because here in government colleges, I'm telling you the scene, by everybody is copying codes unless it is triple IT. Everybody is cheating in their exams. That happens in private colleges as well, and the teachers are not motivated enough to help you. But I have a friend, he studies at a tier 3 college. We can say it is a tier 4 college. It is Galgotia's Noida. And that guy has been making into hackathons. He was the winner of Smart India hackathon recently, and he's been learning AI, ML, and all the buzzwords you hear. And not just learning about it, he's been doing projects and stuff. And I have friends here at DTU, I have friends at IIT Delhi who are just sleeping away and spending time in the hostels, because like they actually don't have real guidance, and the professors are also not motivated enough. Obviously, if you go to the professor, they'll surely help you. But in private colleges, there's this thing that they have to show results, they have to show placements. And for that, the only way they can do that is by actually teaching stuff to the children. But in tier 1 and tier 2 colleges, it is like the students are themselves motivated, and those who are motivated, they'll get the statistics that the college wants, and the others are also placed in decent companies just because the brand name that college has. But in tier 3, tier 4, everybody is struggling hard. Everybody is trying to get the next Amazon or the next Microsoft. So yes, the learning would be better in a tier 3 college computer science, but the opportunities, obviously, they're unmatched in tier 1 and tier 2.
Yeah. So if anyone has any questions, just unmute and ask, please.
Yeah, hello, Yash Bhaiya. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Amisha, go ahead.
Okay. So this is Amisha. Actually, I am a BTech first year student. Right now, I am also a freelancer. I am also a freelancer what my question is, because people are suggesting me, my father is just asking me to just write the exam again for the JEE. Even I had filled the form, but the question is, I'm quite underconfident because I work hard, but I'm not sure that if this IIT or NIT tag will, I do not have that tag. So if it will like let me down somewhere in the long run, things like that. So I'm quite not sure that what should I do right now currently. Should I focus on freelancing, coding, or things like that?
One question: do you want to drop out, reappear for the JEE, and get into a good college, or is it just your parents?
No, actually, I'm not. I was never interested in JEE, but bits was something that I loved. Loved. I wanted actually. I wanted it like more than anything else. So it was just that, but I failed. I do not know why. So it's just that. Right now, I'm doing great in freelancing. I'm happy with it, but I'm not sure that that coding thing and this fancy word. It seems things like me. So I'm not sure that I will be able to make it like that, to just grow a level, to start my startup and grow, reach a level where I can call myself successful enough.
See, the thing is that again, that you've made it clear that you don't want to drop out and reapply for the JEE and get into a college and then learn all the things that you've already learned all over again. So the best advice would be that if you're looking at starting up or something else, maybe uh, try building a lot of connections, and for that we can have a separate session like again. But try building a lot of connections, be it on LinkedIn. Try engaging with a lot of people who are studying in tier 1 and tier 2 colleges. You'll if you shoot 100 DMs, 10 of them will surely reply to you, and you just have to talk to them, build friendships. I have a friend who's at Manipal, Jaipur, and he is in contact with the top YouTubers of the country, and he freelances for them. Top YouTubers, I mean YouTubers who have a reach of 5 million plus. So you can understand the fact, and he's just from Manipal, Jaipur, and he did not have any connections in the industry. He just cold emailed some of them, and they hang out together, they chat together, and he's been a very good friend of mine as well. So you have to understand that building connections at this stage, especially if you're freelancing, that is very important, because you can only take out money from people who are actually earning a lot of money. So so that is very important. And if you have those level of connections, obviously you won't have any trouble finding work in freelancing or in future, like when you're graduating from college. Maybe somebody who has like 5 lakh subscribers, maybe he opens up a company, and the first name that comes in his or her mind is you. So that could be a real thing that could be happening, and then your college won't matter, your work would actually matter. And about the parents part, you'll just have to make them understand that wherever you are in a very happy place right now, and getting into an IIT and studying all the things all over again just because of getting a good brand name on your CV, that doesn't make a lot of sense to you at this point. And one more thing that you can do is that if you're really skeptical, if you're really scared about if you'll be able to get into a good job, if you want to do that. So what you can do is that you can consistently focus on building your CV as well. Like I am doing YouTube full time, but that doesn't mean that I've left my extracurricular activities. Yesterday my results came and my CGPA was 9.82. So that is pretty well. I see this thing, like again, CGPA doesn't matter, I know, but I like, there's this mentality in my household that you always have to have some kind of security. If you don't have it, then you're already lost. So I always tend to do that, and I've been trying to develop my CV all the time while I am doing YouTube. And YouTube can also serve as a marketing thing. Like I applied for a marketing internship at an IM, and I got in just because I had YouTube and I had been able to successfully pitch to brands and get in sponsorships. So you just have to find your edge, you just have to find your unfair advantage, and that's it.
Hello, good evening, Bhaiya.
Good evening, bro.
I am currently in 12th standard. I think that I should be going in RV College of Engineering.
Mhm.
I have a option like VIT
Mhm.
and a state top college. So can you suggest that going to RV College is better or going to state top college is better?
uh what state are you from, and what's the college name?
Gujarat, DAIICT and
Mhm.
Nirma.
go to DAICT any day. If you love coding, go to DAICT. The alum you'll get, the batch you'll get, the peer group you'll get, that is unmatched. You won't get it at RVC pay. If you see the website, they have a separate management quota where you just have to shell 50 lakh rupees and you get into the computer science branch. So the batch strength and the batch profile would be very different than the one you'll get at DAICT. So just go to DAICT if you get a chance, bro.
Hello, भैया.
So what should be the second priority?
Second priority, go to VIT. If you're getting computer science, the core computer science, don't opt for the specialization one, even if you have to shell 3-4 lakh rupees extra, because the core computer science attracts the best talent, and the specialization things you'll obviously be made to study in your later years. So go for the core computer science, and then only consider RVCE. If you're not considering DICT, VIT, then like the difference, the gap between DAICT and VIT is this much, but VIT and RVC is only this much. So
But sir, bhaiya, I have interest in EC.
okay. If you want to pursue EC, you can still take up VIT again. But I'll tell you one thing, that the IT at VIT Vellore and EC is not very well reputed. And same is the case with RVCE. Like the best placements RVCE gives, like whatever they're advertising there for the computer science branch, the placements drop drastically for other branches. I've made reviews on my channel. You can check that out. So the placements are dropping extremely for the other branches. So consider a private college like RVC or VIT only if you're opting for a computer science branch. Otherwise, if you're getting into DICT, no chance, bro. Seriously, take up DICT, and you'll be thanking me 4 years down the line.
Bhaiya,
Thank you, bhaiya.
hello, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hi.
So I'm from Kolkata, and if I get means college between Jadavpur University and in Delhi DTU or NSIT, so among which should I prefer? Because in Jadavpur probably I will be getting electrical branch, but in DTU I'm not sure, I may or may not get computer because of the quota.
What
So
do you want to do 2 years, 4 years down the line?
I want to just focus on my growing skills and planning for some startup, like digital marketing and various skills I want to learn.
If you want to go for a startup, come to Delhi, because the opportunities, the VC circles, the investor circles, the angel investor groups that you'll find here, it is very different for a city like Kolkata. But if your family is hard on cash and you want to save some buck and invest it into your potential startup, then you can go for Jadavpur, because again, the fees are very low. The brand name is obviously very strong. The alum base is amazing. But if I just look at your startup, if you're planning to do a startup, please come to any college of Delhi, I would say, or Mumbai. Just try to get into a metropolitan city, because the connections and the network that you will be able to generate here, the like-minded peer group that you will be able to generate, that would be unmatched. And again, if you're getting computer science, then to no issues. But I'll say that if you're getting mechanical or production or chemical here at DTU, or and the other side you're getting electrical, for example, at Jadavpur, then you should definitely go for Jadavpur.
But in case if I have to keep one backup as placement, then which should I prefer? Because my startup may not work, or I may fail first at the startup at one go. So for backup as placement, which one should I go?
There's this statistic that found out that if you have a failed startup, you have a greater chance of employability at a company. So that would be a great thing if your startup fails. So you're not losing anywhere. But again, yes, then you'll have to like consider wherever you're getting the best stream. If you're getting computer sciences at DTU, take that up. If you're getting computer science at Jadavpur, take that. But again, go with your gut, bhai. Matlab, I know these are two very similar choices, but again, the brand of Jadavpur is amazing, and I'm not denying the fact. But the location that the colleges of Delhi give you, the networking ability that the colleges of Delhi give you, that is going to be unmatched, because you have the ability to interact with people not only from DTU. You can interact with people from NSUT, from IIIT, from IGDTU, from IIT Delhi. So the college network is very dense, and there are a lot of cross college activities happening all the time. So yes, you can surely consider that.
Thank you.
Hello, Bhaiya.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm Pranjal Kumar from Varanasi, and I don't know if this question is out of topic, but I'm studying in currently ninth, and I'm pretty confused. How can I prepare for JEE?
So like when I was in class 9, I was enrolled into a coaching institute, and I found it to be very unproductive, to be honest. Like I did not, like when I look back at it, I think that I would have, I should have tried to do more of extracurricular activities and get out that stage fear. It's out now after YouTube, but again, if you want to solely concentrate on JEE, the one thing that I would advise you to do right now is that you should start focusing a lot on the upcoming Olympiads, be it JSTS or NTSE or KBBY, because like when you're studying for these exams help you build an edge. And when you're specifically studying about NTSE, for example, then you'll be working at solving the problems quickly, because there are a lot of questions that you have to solve in a very less amount of time. So try to develop speed. There's this one thing that I caught from this guy who's studying at IIT Bombay. He's my friend. So what he did was that, like when it's a very small thing that I observed, but maybe you'll find it helpful. When we are writing with a pen, so if I want you to write right now Cleanify, so we'll write CLINIFY. But when that guy used to write, he would write CLINIFI. So the speed of writing, that is very important. Like I have seen this happening in JEE and the mock exams multiple times. We generally tend to ease out. We are thinking faster, but we are writing slower. But if we can get those two in sync, like we are writing as fast as we are thinking, so that gives us an edge. And I actually asked about this secret to him, and what he said was that, or in his class 8th and 9th, he was only trying to write faster in sync with his thoughts. So that is very important, because like when you're sitting in a competitive exam where there are a lot of questions that again you have to solve in a very less amount of time, then it becomes difficult to keep up with all of the thoughts that are coming in. But if you're able to write something better, write something faster, actually, I'm sorry, so that would definitely give you an edge. And even if you can attempt 3 or 4 questions more, that gives you a massive advantage, and that could result in a rank difference of maybe 10,000 or 20,000 students. So that is going to be a very important advice. But in general, if you keep studying for the upcoming Olympiad, that is going to be really helpful as well.
Also, one more thing. I'm aiming for BITS Goa or either IIT Guwahati. So, which one should I aim for more?
I'll say that you should definitely aim for IIT Guwahati, and on the pursuit of aiming for IIT Guwahati and studying for IIT Guwahati mains in advance, you'll even if you don't manage to end up at IIT Guwahati, you'll definitely manage to end up at BITS Goa. But again, you'll have to consider the fact that IIT Guwahati, like what I've heard is they have a beautiful campus, amazing alum. The academic section is not very great, but again they're outstanding with their placements as well. So I would just say that you don't have to aim for BITS Goa as of now, because it is very early to comment on what stage of preparation you are on. But I'll just say try solving difficult problems and keep at it, because in class 11 and 12 we are advised that if you're not able to solve a question within 5 minutes, just move on and ask that question from your coaching teacher the next time. But in class 9 and class 10, you have a lot of time to come. And if you just keep at it and develop your grit over these 2 years, that would be really helpful. And you won't be talking about IIT Guwahati or BITS Goa, you'll be talking in the league of IIT Delhi and IIT Bombay.
Hello, Bhaiya. My name is Aditya. I am from Jodhpur. Currently, I'm giving JEE and plus board 12th. So mine is confirmed to take the CS branch. But I am also thinking that what should be the additional skills in college first year that we can build. So primarily, it can give us the development of skills, as well as it can give us a secondary source of income also, which can further future it can help us. So what are the skills for a CS guy?
Got it. Do you
freelancing also.
Do you want to end up in a software job, or do you want to do freelancing, or do you want to start up? Like, what's your take right now? I know thoughts change 4 years down the line.
Right now, for example, if I am saying if I am taking CS branch, then I will do that, do some skills which will be linked to the CS only.
Okay, got it. So the one thing that I've been pretty bullish on from the last 3 to 4 months is actually learning the habit of designing things. Because if you're developing a product, or if you're making changes in the product, you have to somewhat look at the design. If you're a good designer, Steve Jobs wasn't a good CEO, he wasn't a good person, but he was a good designer. So the ability to design things, the ability to look from the eye of a designer and how products are made, that is very important. And there are no specific courses about it, but just getting into something creative like video editing or graphic designing, these are very cliche terms, and everybody's doing that. But doing that from the perspective that you're in another league of your own, because like the basic stuff, Canva, Photoshop, everybody can do that. Premiere Pro, everybody can do that. iMovie, everyone can do that. But the moment you go from Premiere Pro to After Effects, you are actually building things from scratch, not just applying text onto the templates. You're actually making templates on your own. That is when you get a right sense of your design. I have a senior, his name is Ansh Mehra. He studied at DIT Computer Science, and now he's designing stuff at Zudl. Zudl is an amazing startup. So what they're doing is that during COVID, we saw that a lot of keynotes couldn't happen, and maybe a lot of you saw the Apple keynote, how they were live streaming on YouTube, and how everything was designed to work so seamlessly and so perfectly. So Zudl is a platform of the same sort, and all major companies are having their virtual keynotes, getting their stages set up and everything else on Zudl. So he only told me about designing, and after like I saw how wide the scope of designing is. All of this is design, and all of this happened by chance. Like I never thought that I would that some 5 or 6 stars would be hanging behind me, or there would be a guitar kept behind me. All of this had a process. If you go to my first video, nothing was here. Then you move to the second video, the third video. All of this was the process. So I gathered a lot of feedback from the students, and some things, just experimenting stuff that happened. And one more thing, not related to computer science majorly, but what I believe is that developing your communication skills is very important, especially when you are in your first year of college. We have Viraj here, we have all the people here at Clinify, and they are excellent communicators. So having the right ability and the right skill to talk to people, to interact with people, how to write something on a text, how to write a good email. So that is going to be very important in the long run. And also learn Excel, buddy. Like I haven't learned Excel yet, but whenever I've been visiting corporate offices last week, just for fun, been visiting offices where my relatives work, just to get the idea of how the corporate life works. And the one advice that everybody gives me is to learn Excel. It would be immensely helpful, and it would reduce your workload in half.
Hello, Bhaiya.
Hi, buddy.
Hello, Bhaiya. My name is Suhail. So I'm currently in 11th standard. I'm like crazy about mechanical and aerospace. So what I was thinking, like I can do a dual degree, and many people were telling that I should go to some foreign countries or for to do a dual degree. And some people advise that after doing a bachelor's, you can do a master's in aerospace or aeronautical. And in India, we can't do that. And also, which has a greater edge? Like mechanical has a broader concept or aerospace?
So the major thing about aerospace is that, like, I've always liked that branch. But the thing is that there's not a lot of opportunities in aerospace in India. So what I generally advise to all the students who want to pursue aerospace is that even if you do a degree in aerospace engineering here in India, you'll eventually have to move out to the US or Canada or London maybe. But what you can do is that obviously you have a chance to pursue your masters in another stream in foreign countries, not in India. So what you can do is that you can pursue mechanical engineering here in India, because still there's a lot of scope here in India about mechanical engineering. Or maybe if you want to move out, then you can go to Germany, because mechanical engineering at Germany is very famous, and it comes in at very low cost. So you can do that, and after that you can do a master's or some kind kind of specialization in aerospace engineering, and like what I have generally studied is that aerospace at the United States is amazing. So if you manage to get into a good university, that would obviously manage on how you, that would obviously matter on how you perform in your undergrads. But if you are able to get into an aerospace program at master's, life said, bro.
So undergrad, the best option is mechanical, right?
Yeah, exactly. Please don't pursue aerospace here in India, because like I know, if you are able to get into IIT Kanpur, they have a separate airstrip, if you know about it, and you can actually fly aeroplanes and test things there. So that is pretty fun. But most of the private colleges, or maybe tier 1 colleges or tier 2 colleges, whatever they offer, heck, even IIT Bombay offers aerospace engineering. But people are I talked about this to 3 or 4 of my friends, and all of them said, what they said was that whoever studying aerospace here at IIT Bombay, they are generally moving into maybe consulting or non-tech domains, or they're just coding and getting into software companies, or they're just starting up by using the brand name of IIT Bombay. So there are no real aerospace jobs, like software jobs, IT jobs, mechanical jobs. They're widespread, but there are no real jobs here in India about aerospace. So you could definitely pursue aerospace from the outside and mechanical here in India.
Bhaiya, I'm currently in 10th standard, but I wanted to talk about that. How can I manage coding in 11th and 12th with JEE mains preparation?
Are you
Simultaneously?
are you talking about school level coding, like what the basic stuff they teach you at school, Python or something like that?
No. I can learn that in 11th, but after that,
Yeah, the best advice would be that if you focus more on the JEE, and even if you don't manage to focus on coding at all right now, that would be really beneficial. Because if you can get into a great college, getting computer sciences at a good college is another level of freedom, and you'll get a lot of time, ample amount of time to code there. Like when you are in college, first semester, second semester, they're pretty chilled out. And if you are able to get into a good college, then your chances of getting into GSOC or maybe outreach, that would really bump up as well. So if you could focus on the JEE more right now, that would be really beneficial. But again, if you want to code, please code in your free time. Don't be like, I have 8 free hours this day, and if I'm giving 4 hours to the JEE, I'll give 4 hours to coding. Unless you don't want to get into a college altogether and just code all the way to Google after class 12. So that is a possible pathway, but that is not the conventional pathway. So that's the main issue. So if you could give more of your time to JEE right now, we'll have to, like, you'll have to prioritize things. And right now JEE would be very important. If like, I had computer science at school, to be honest, and I did not really like to code. So I went to my teacher. He was an electrical engineering student at IIT Delhi, and he'd been teaching at that institute for 30 years. That guy runs a multi-millionaire company. That guy told me that you should just leave computer sciences right now, and study phys ed or whatever you want. Because right now the important fight that we are fighting is JEE. It is not coding. And whatever you are trying to learn here in coding, you will eventually be taught all of this in college all over again. So whatever I studied in class 11 and class 12, in semester 2 here at DTU, we were taught all of this again. So obviously those guys who had studied it before had an edge, but I still managed to get an O grade in computer science as well. So it is not that tough. But if you could deviate your time from coding to JEE right now, that would be more important. Balancing JEE and boards together would be a very, very good approach right now, rather than balancing JEE and coding. Because you have to accept it, class 10 and class 12 percentages will go on your CV all your life. There won't be ever a time where there's no section of your class 10 and class 12 percentage.
Bhaiya, one more question.
Go ahead.
I wanted to ask about which subject currently now, according to COVID situation, the boards have been pushed. So which subject can I start for JEE? Prefer the first.
could you rephrase your question? Are you trying to ask me like what should be your priority order while studying, while choosing between PC and M?
No, now I'm currently in 10th standard. I'm asking which first subject should I start from?
The if you want to maximize your marks, I'll always recommend that you start with chemistry, because what happens is that chemistry is huge, but what generally happens is that most of the questions are from NCRTs. You'll be able to, like, if there are 25 questions coming in your exam, 15 or 16 of them would be straight picked out from the NCRTs, and they could be from anywhere in the NCRT, not just the text, but it could be anything. Maybe some caption is given under the figure, and from that line that question could be asked. So I would say that if you could focus a lot on inorganic chemistry and cramming up concepts, because that is what we do in inorganic chemistry, and in the last moments you don't have time to actually cram up a lot, so that would be really beneficial if you want to maximize your score.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, buddy. Bye bye.
Hello, yes, Bhaiya.
Bye.
Yeah, Vipul, go ahead.
I want to ask a question. I am from basically from IIT Delhi, and I pursued mechanical engineering in my IIT Delhi, and in spite of computer science, I've chosen mechanical over the computer science. So that is all right.
uh, uh could you rephrase your question again? I could not hear you. There was some connectivity issue.
Uh, I've chosen mechanical engineering over computer science, so that is the best option I've chosen by myself, because I was more interested towards robotics things, or making and breaking things, just like in mechanical engineering what others do, and I do not like coding at all. So can I pursue for mechanical engineering, or should I go for other branches?
Buddy, I'll just say that you have to go with your gut here, because if you're not interested in computer science, there's no point in taking up computer science, because when you go into computer science, there would be people studying computer science who will be great, who will be better than you at computer science, and they'll be getting that computer science job. So that is the main issue here. But if you're good at mechanical, if you're interested in mechanical, you like to make and break things, so it is never a bad decision to take up mechanical. The memes may make it sound so, but it is not. I have a few friends at mechanical in IIT Kanpur, and they're doing great. So you never make the wrong choice. You just make a choice, and it eventually turns out to be right or wrong.
So how can I make a startup of in mechanical engineering? Because can I be an entrepreneur, or promote others for making things?
I'll just say that if you wanna eventually go B2C, or if you wanna go direct to consumer, I'll just say that try to build an audience of some sort who are really interested in your vision. So that would be really great. However, if you want to go to B2B, then you have to focus somewhat on building connections in the industry. If you have relevant connections in the industry, they'll get you access into the doors of big companies, where you can actually have the ability to pitch your products, and that is where the brand of your college would matter. So that would have to be your call. But if you want to go direct to consumer, please, you should definitely consider building an audience of some sort. Like here we have an audience at Clinify. So if Clinify plans to roll out a paid product or a paid offering 10 years down the line or 20 years down the line, they'll already have an existing user base, and everybody is like really happy with Cleanify. I also come to the servers very often. I haven't talked, but I am a silent visitor here. So that is the main thing. You'll have to focus on building an audience of some sort, so that like whenever you're coming out with the product, they are the first ones to test it.
Bhaiya, can you burst the myths
Hello,
of
Bhaiya.
mechanical engineering?
The myths about
Yeah, myths of mechanical, civil, and other branches like production, metallurgical. Can you break the myths about these all things? Because many people are not choosing these all things as they're thinking that CS is everything, and electrical, electronics are each and everything in today's life, and mechanical, they're living mechanical because there's no scope, and metallurgical, everywhere telling that where you will work in coal mines, or in civil, they're telling that where you can there's lots of opportunities, but not a good type of packages are available. So can you break the myths about how, what are the processes?
So I'll tell you an anecdote. Like when I took up polymer sciences here at DTU, now we've converted our degree into chemical engineering. So we are studying what chemical engineering is to IIT Delhi. That is the same to DTU. But when I took up a branch here in DTU, it was polymer sciences. So we have branches like polymer sciences. We have civil engineering. We have environmental engineering as well. So there's this joke that goes around that uh, that this that the students at polymer sciences build polythenes and the civil engineering students build bridges, pull कहते हैं जिन्हें. And the students so what happens is that the polymer sciences kids just manufacture polythenes and throw it into the river from the bridges, and environmental engineers are just cleaning up that stuff from the river. So this was a very funny anecdote that happened with me. But again, I'll say that whatever we think, like I am not the same person who I was 2 years ago when I joined DTU. I never knew that I would have a YouTube channel or I'll be addressing 53 people here at Cleanify now, and I'll have a ring light bursting in front of me. I never thought that this would happen. So whoever's creating those myths that any branch does not have scope doesn't make a lot of sense, because I love this line told by my professor. She said, like, my parents were obviously skeptical about me taking a polymer sciences. So they asked, ma'am, scope to hai na? So she said, if there's a branch which has been running from 22 years here at DTU and it is still running, that means there might be some scope in that branch. Otherwise, we wouldn't have that branch at all. So you should stop concentrating on the facts. There's another myth that goes around the fact that there are very less girls in civil mechanical. That is very true, and you'll have to adjust to that. In our batch here at mechanical, there are 0 girls literally. So yes, that is painful, but
No, in IIT Delhi there are no girls only.
no issues, buddy.
Hi Yash Bhaiya, this is Arya. I'm
Hi.
currently in 11th grade. Bhaiya, I always wanted to go to US to pursue my undergrad, but the thing is, it's like hell expensive there. But there's an alternative that I could study in an Indian college for 1 or 2 years and then transfer my education from India to the US. So my question is, should I solely focus on JEE thing right now and try to get into good colleges like IITs and ITs and BITS? Or should I prepare for exams like SAT or English proficiency tests like TOEFL and try to ace my CV and extracurriculars and apply for scholarships and stuff? So this is my question. Thank you.
Makes sense. Thank you so much for the question. What I'll definitely advise you to do is that you'll have to choose a route right now. I had a lot of friends. I studied in a pretty elite school. Like I was the bottom 1%. I was very garib there. But the point is that 80% of my batch went to the States or UK or Canada or Singapore or Hong Kong, any country that you could think of, because their parents were rich bureaucrats, politicians, media tycoons and stuff. But what I generally saw was that those students who were not able to get anywhere were the ones who were concentrating simultaneously on SAT as well as the JEE. So what happened is that they obviously aced the SATs, but they messed up their college application, so they couldn't get good scholarships into those colleges. And because of concentrating so much and after paying lakhs of rupees to the counselors and spending a lot of time with them, they did not have a lot of time to give to the JEE, and they ended up messing up with the JEE as well. So I'll just say that you have to take a call here. There's this program known as ICAS in Manipal. So that allows you to study at 2 years in Manipal, and then you study 2 years in a foreign university. It can be in US, UK, Australia, Canada. There's this guy Kirat Alreja on YouTube. He went through the ICAS program. He got into Australian National University recently, I guess. So that is a pretty great route that you could take if you're planning on saving a buck, because after 4 years you get a degree from the foreign university and not from Manipal. So there will be no trace of Manipal on your CV, even though you studied your first 2 years here at Manipal, and then you were able to go there. So that could be a pretty good option, again, if you're trying to save a buck. Otherwise, I would just say that you have to take a call and prepare and give yourself sufficient time for the SAT or the ACT, whatever route you want to take, or TOEFL or IELTS, and give a lot of time to your SOPs and letters of recommendation. I would definitely say that you should be putting in a lot of time in perfecting them, working on them consistently, because these matter a lot there in the States.
All right. Guess we can close at that. So yeah, thanks for coming, Yash. I hope everyone loved it. And
I don't know about everyone. I really enjoyed it. This was really great for me.
yeah, surely. Maybe you can come again. Who
Yes,
knows?
yes. Sure. I'll definitely plan a surprise visit to the server and just talk to people
Yeah, man,
without
definitely.
Harish's knowledge or your knowledge. So that could be pretty fun as well.
Yeah. Just put your PFP, by the way. People won't know who you are on anyways. All right. Let's end it then. You have another meeting in 3 minutes. So, okay. Thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you next time whenever you come.
Thank you so much, guys. All the very best. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.